Hey y'all, welcome back to Let's Be Blunt, the podcast with me, your host Cheyenne, where we smoke blunts and talk about blunt shit. As always, my link tree is in my bio, so please go hit that up. That's everywhere I've been streaming Let's Be Blunt, and all my social medias for Let's Be Blunt as well is in that link tree. It's in every bio. This is an 18 up podcast, so please don't let your children listen to this shit. It's grown. We talk about grown stuff and we doing grown activities. That being said, though, I want to shout out to our sponsor real quick, Guerrero Treats. What's good? I've been eating this cookie now for the last couple hours, and I'm gone. But we got cookies, we got Rice Krispie treats. I'll be putting the pictures in the comments and in the video as well. Rice Krispies edibles, brownies, barbecue sauces, hot sauces, anything you can want. This girl got some stuff, custom cereals, anything you guys can want. Guerrero Treats has the items for you guys. You'll be seeing us at Summer Smoke Fest August 17th, so definitely check us out. Shout out to my guests. How are you today? Go ahead and let everybody's know your name and what you're doing.
Hello, everybody. My name is Blue Hustle. Um, from the Chicago area. Um, as opposed to Linktree, I'm actually on LinkMe. You can find that in my bio as well. I'll also post my United Masters in the comments so you guys can listen to my music. Um, I'm pretty sure I got my start like a lot of rappers in Chicago nowadays. I mainly do it because it's what I love, but it also allows me to do what I love and feed my family. And I just purchased this beautiful home out here in
Yeah,
LaSalle, Illinois. Um, Everything's so much cheaper out here than in the city. Like,
best.
I'll put it this way: I was able to purchase a 6 bedroom home for cheaper than I was able to find any 3 bedroom home no rent closer to
That's
the
true
city
though.
area.
Hmm.
So, um, I recently just got out the hospital from a heart attack, which we'll dive into a little bit more later.
Yeah.
31 years old. I've been through my fair amount of trauma, but one thing I want you guys to know is no matter what you've been through and no matter what higher power you believe in, as long as you believe in yourself, you can make it through pretty much anything. You just got to have the right mindset and the right resources and right support team around you. And with that being said, you're able to do whatever you put your mind to.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I want you to shout out real quick where you said we'll be putting your information inside the bio and in the video on YouTube and everywhere else. But let everybody know one more good time where they can find you in case they want to reach out for music or collabs or anything of that nature.
So my social media is the most poppin' place, but you guys could Google Blue Hustle Group, and I'm the only one who will pop up. Um, you can also look me up on United Masters, YouTube, SoundCloud, um,
Word.
basically any streaming platform. Uh, I have a really good distribution system. So, like I said, your best bet would just either be Google Blue Hustle or Blue Hustle Group, and you'll get 3 or 4 pages worth of content of my stuff that pops up.
Yeah, we'll definitely put your information in the bios of everywhere. Again, this is Let's Be Blunt, y'all. This is an 18 up podcast. This is your one and only warning. We are an international podcast, so shout out to my international listeners. I appreciate all you guys as always. Let's get into a little bit deeper dive. You said you grew up in the city. Go into a little bit about the time frame and where.
So, my whole life, I grew up in the city environment. I just recently moved out to LaSalle. I'd like to say maybe 3 or 4 months ago.
Okay.
So I'm a city boy myself, and thank God I am because that's kind of how I got my jump in the rap game. Was I got a lot of big name people that vouch for me, like the whole Love and Hip Hop Atlanta crew. I got to shout out to them because they
Word.
played a major role in my career. Also, being from Chicago, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of King Louie.
Yeah.
Um, he's one of my best friends. He still comes out, makes a trip to come and see me.
Word.
Um, friends with like him, Bo Deal, all
Hmm.
the OGs. Like,
Yeah, Bo and OG in Chicago. Everybody know Bo.
yep. Uh,
Hmm.
I mess with Do or Die, Crucial Conflict,
Word.
um, Shauna. Basically, if you've had an influence in the Chicago rap game, I don't mean to come off as cocky. I want to sound as humble as possible, but I keep myself available and I do a lot of favors for people, not to try to gain something back, but just to keep a good name and
Word.
to keep my I keep my circle small but big at the same time. You know that I
Hmm.
got my career friends, and then I got my friends that I talk to on a regular basis, and um, just my main advice to anybody young getting into the business is not only keep yourself available, but be willing to go out your way for other people because
Yeah.
something's I won't name who because I'm not a name dropper, but somebody wanted the PS5 for their kid when they came out, and they're like, "Blue, I know you could get your hands on a lot of stuff. Like, my son really wants the PlayStation 5 for Christmas.
Yeah.
I'll find you. I'll give you whatever finder's fee and pay whatever they're asking. I just
Yeah.
really need the system for my son." And I'm like, "Look, man, we're doing this for the kids. Ultimately, at the end
Yeah.
of the day, you ain't got to give me no finder's fee. I'll help get your son the PlayStation 5." And I set up the meeting, got it for him. Everything went smoothly. He he actually snuck the money in my pocket before he left, but he gave me my little finder's fee, and he was like, "Hey, man, um, whenever you're ready, I got a free feature for you going out your way and doing this. So
Yeah.
I just want to show you my appreciation and everything." So not only should you do it just to be a good person, but it also can open a tremendous amount of doors for you by just doing something as simple as helping somebody get a gaming system.
Yeah. A lot of people in Chicago, and the more people I network with and the more people I meet, realize everybody really do know everybody. You feel
Yeah,
me? And if you have a bad name with one person, it's gonna get spread around the city. You feel me?
exactly.
So I, especially here working at the studio, and shout out to my producer Tony. Um, he really does help a lot. I film in Hammond because, to be for real, I stay out west. I'm not filming out west because of the prices people be doing for studio time is crazy.
Oh yeah, for
Do
sure.
you work at your own studio, or how do you do yours?
Um, Kind of depends on the situation. Um, my best studio experience was with Mikey Dollars and FGB Duck.
Word.
They taught me a tremendous amount being in the studio, and they weren't like, "Oh, do it this way because I know better than you," blah blah blah. They genuinely cared and wanted me to put out the best product possible. So like, um, you know how the studio process. They would tell
Yeah.
the producer to pause real quick. Mikey Dollars actually hopped in the studio with me, and he was like, "You don't have to." He's like, "But why don't you try it this way? You might feel a little bit more comfortable as opposed
Yeah.
to how you've been doing it." So I do it both ways. I do it on my own studio. I have engineers on my payroll. Uh, Shout out to Bodine slash BD Mix.
Shout out, yo.
So I utilize him when I'm doing things by myself because I like to keep things in house if possible. I like to
Yeah,
keep the money
facts.
flowing and keep the money going towards the people I came up with,
Exactly.
as opposed to just random famous people, which again I have the reach and access to, but it's not all about that. You know, like I said, at the end of the day, I do it because it's what I love doing, and I just so happen to be good at it, and it allows me to feed my family and live the
Yeah.
lifestyle I want to live. So, you know, that's kind of my approach to everything. I stay away from stuff that's gonna stress me out or anything of that nature. So,
Yeah,
um,
I definitely agree. I
I
definitely
just try
agree.
to keep things stress free and come out with the best product possible, and whatever gets me from point A to point B, that's what I end up going with.
Yeah, like the entertainment field in general. We're gonna go into a little bit here later. I want to go into who are some of your influences for your specific sound?
So my two major, well, my top three major influence would have to be Lil Wayne, Eminem, and Two Chains.
Okay.
Um, Not only are they my three favorite people to listen to, but I've also listened to a lot of their interviews and things of that nature, and they're just so crazy business minded, and their work ethic
Mhm.
is beyond this world that I couldn't think of having three better influencers than that to base
Mhm.
my sound off of.
Well, yeah, I was listening to the links you sent me and things and hearing that you definitely can understand the lyricism and the sound that you're coming from. Um, so I
Thank you,
applaud
I
you
appreciate
for
it.
yeah, I applaud you for sticking to a craft for this long because in my age group, I'm 26. You feel me? And my generation drops things so fucking quick. So the fact that you've done this long, I applaud you definitely for that. That's commendable.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm actually 31 years old, and I've been rapping since I was 12 years old. So I've been rapping more than half my life, and like I said, it's just something I loved. I I don't say I would still do it as a hobby on the side if I didn't get paid for it,
Yeah.
but again, it allows me to feed my family and do what I need to do while having fun. So
Yeah, exactly. I definitely understand that. I'm at the point in my podcast where I'm really cusping and passing the 5 year mark. And I'm like, damn, I never thought I'd get this far, but I'm definitely happy I am. Like, I'm going to keep pushing it. You feel me?
speaking of, we kind of got, so like I said, I've been rapping since I was 12, but
Yeah.
we both kind of started taking everything seriously around the same time because
Hmm.
I opened my label in November 2018.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're right around the same time frame there.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about before we go into sponsorship. Tell me the beginning of your label. How did that begin? What careers got you into that aspect of the field?
So when I was in high school, um, I was definitely not the normal kid. I made music. I was a three-sport athlete. I
Yeah.
also had a job on top of that, but because me and my family, we didn't grow up with a silver spoon. You know, we were always taught to, if we wanted something, go and get it. So
Hmm.
the only thing I could really do on top of still being able to do my sports, I was on the honor roll. I was actually supposed to skip a grade. The only jobs that would allow me to do that was being in the sales field, and so I basically started out with sales, and some of the stuff they had me sell was completely off the wall and
Yeah.
ridiculous. So I was like, if I'm able to sell this, that, and the third,
Yeah.
then I know I could sell music. So
Facts.
once I graduated and started taking things a little bit more seriously, I invested over 100,000 into my business, and
Mm.
I just never looked back and started recruiting artists and doing what I needed to do to. My music was already successful at that point, but also at that point I wanted to put other artists with the same mindset on, so that it wasn't just like a lot of people open a label and use their, I don't want to say younger, more inexperienced artists, but they'll use new artists to the label to push their own music. And with
Yeah,
me, I do the exact opposite. I kind of put my music on the back burner to get my artists out there to where they needed to be,
which is
because,
good management. Yeah,
yeah, because the way I looked at it is, if my artists are successful, the success and money is going to come no matter what. Might as well put them at the forefront and get their name out there, since my name's already kind of known. I don't need to do shows for the exposure and, you know, things of that
yeah,
nature. I could just do the shows that I'm requested for, give my artists the rest of the shows, and just kind of grow together,
yeah.
because nobody likes taking a journey by themselves, no matter
No,
what they say.
yeah. That's not what people are meant to exist and coexist together, regardless of what people say.
Exactly.
Um, and I feel like weed is a great way to segue into that because a lot of people, weed has been getting more popular over the years, not as much taboo. And I want to shout out to my sponsor real quick because I've had a lot of edibles over my life. I haven't really been an edible eater, but these fucking
Okay.
edibles, yo, and I'll make sure we get you one when I come up there for the event. We'll be stopping on the south, so I'll have to drop some off for you. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, I,
mhm.
I would either, well, I would like for you to drop them off just so that we could kind of meet and link and see what other
Yeah,
future business endeavors we could get.
oh
But
definitely.
whether or not I have to order them or not, I am definitely gonna place an order for edibles, no matter if you have to
Oh
drop them
yeah,
off or ship them or whatever. So
because we have
I'm
so many
I'm
different kinds,
definitely
though.
gonna support the brand. So I
Hmm.
encourage everybody else to do so as well.
Yeah, definitely shout out to my sponsor. She has catering as well. I'm gonna be posting the get to know the sponsor video here shortly, so you guys can really see all the items and whatnot. But it's one of those edibles that don't taste like weed, so
That's perfect for me.
you be fucking that shit up. Like I remember you were talking about we're gonna get you the cinnamon toast crunch cookie, and it has actual cinnamon toast cereal pieces on it, yo. Like
That sounds
it's
amazing
it's
because
fucking delicious.
it kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier, that people aren't afraid to have the weed discussion nowadays, and
Mhm.
like we were mentioning, I survived the heart attack, and before, if you even brought up weed in the hospital, they would look at you as a drug addict. But my doctor actually recommended that I switch from smoking it to taking as many edibles, to replacing it with edibles as much as possible.
Yeah,
I
definitely. Like I'm highly anemic, and after I had my last daughter, my third daughter, I was highly anemic.
Congratulations.
Thanks, yo. I have two girls, and they're just they're girls, yo.
Yeah,
I I was, and weed was the only thing that kept my appetite up and was able to make me keep my iron levels good and able to actually eat shit was
right.
weed, and people don't understand the medical benefits. And I'm gonna go into a little bit before we go back into your career and stuff. Explain to me why you think health and mental health is so important, especially as a male. Go from definitely a male's perspective for me.
Well, first of all, males, we don't, a lot of us allow our ego to get in the way, but
Mm,
also, um, it's hard for us to be able to open up to people because we get judged so much. Like, say, not you in particular, but say I'm talking to you about like my mental health and things of that nature.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, like highly influential people that'll be like, "Oh, you smoke weed. You can't be that good of a person if you're out here
Yeah.
doing drugs and blah blah blah."
Yeah.
So, I believe there's a strong correlation between. Excuse me. I believe there's a strong correlation between that,
Hmm.
and I'm not weeds. Weed and cigarettes are my only vices. So, um,
Mm,
if I didn't smoke a joint or two a day and have my cigarettes, I don't know what the hell I would do, because straight up
yeah.
keeps me sane. And like, even if I gotta call somebody or do a radio show or however I get to reach people, it kind of brings me out my shell and allows me to talk a little bit more than when I'm just 100% sober, you know.
No, I definitely agree. Someone who has various mental health conditions, weed really does help me focus and communicate effectively. Like when I don't smoke, I'd be tweaking. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'd be tweaking.
Yep.
So me smoking is pivotal to the way I help the community. I really do think weed is the next future as far as people understanding their mental health better, especially in entertainment, you know?
And it's crazy because, like, I've been prescribed for quite a while because I have the trauma besides the heart attacks, but like, they'll sit there
Hmm.
and pump me full of oxycodone or
Oh yeah,
Xanax
that shit rough.
24/7.
Mm,
But when it comes to weed, it I'll put it this way: it was easier for me to get my medical card than it was for me to have access to literally oxycodone and Xanax 3 or 4 times a day,
yeah, yeah,
which is absolutely mind blowing to me because those are actual narcotics as opposed to just taking a couple
yeah.
hits of a joint and being fine.
The opioids and how Xanax alone affects the body is something that's not many people can function on proficiently. You feel me?
Yep.
So weed is one of those things that there's so many ways to consume oils. You feel me? Edibles, any form of smoke. There's so many ways that really anybody who tries it and actually understands what they're doing, and not just smoking it for pleasure, which is cool, but actual medical purposes, it can help so many more people than what we allow to be accessed. You feel me?
I agree.
Hmm. I want to shout out to all the people listening to let people know, yo, it is important. Mental health isn't something that, yeah, we all make jokes about, depression and shit, but like at the end of the day, it really is important. People should get their shit in order, whether they're talking to friends, family, or a professional. So I'll definitely link all the stuff needed for y'all to get your accesses and resources available in the bios. Um, I want to go back into a little bit about people you've worked with. You've sent me long list of people's names that I was like, holy shit, like what? Give me some of your people that you've worked with, you want to work with again, people you need to work with.
Um. So, with me being
Hold on 1 second. Your whole video is gone.
okay, give me 1 second.
Yep.
I wanted to post the link on my Facebook so that
Oh
we
no,
could
you're
get
good.
as many listeners in
Yeah,
as possible.
go ahead. What? Wait, this stream your link?
Just the link for them to be able to view it.
Hold on. So don't post this link because this is the link that I'm privately recording on. That way I can edit this video. Whenever I send you, I'll send you clips with Let's Be Blunt's logo and everything else, so you'll have highlights to post after this.
Okay.
I got you.
For sure. All right. As long as you could see me, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely have everything straight. By the end of tonight, I'll be able to send you those. Cause I'll be like I said, I'll be posting the video.
I have no doubt that you'll have everything under control. You're a great interviewer.
Thank
I'm
you.
enjoying myself thoroughly.
I appreciate it. I
Oh,
just
I appreciate you for having me on. It's been amazing so far, and we've only been on for about 20 minutes, so I
yeah.
imagine it's only going to get better.
Yeah, we got a few good discussions to get into. I'm about to count us back in. So, cause you want to say hi? The producer's in here real quick, cause you can't see everything, but he's filming. You want to come say hi, Tony, real quick? This is Tony Tajay. He produces all my studio work and
Let's
all my
go.
videos.
Thank you for the opportunity.
How you doing? Thank you for being on the show.
Sorry I wasn't able to make it out to the studio with me having the whole heart attack. They want me to cut back on driving for about a week or two.
Everything's good.
So me making it all the way out to Indiana would have been a little bit physically impossible.
No,
Oh, it's
you're
not a
good.
problem, bro.
I
Not a
told him
problem at
whenever
all.
he orders his edibles, we drop off his free edible for the podcast.
Yeah, yeah, no
Then
problem.
we'll definitely meet up and say hotel and shit.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me count you back in real quick. Uh, and then we'll start back up. I was asking about people you worked with and
Yeah.
whatnot. All right, three, two, one. So yeah, what
Okay.
are some of the people you've worked with? We're discussing people you want to work with. Go ahead to talk to the audience. Let them know.
So my I'd say my top three major performances were with Young Jock and Lil Scrappy. It was kind of like a promotional event for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Word.
Um, us three were the headliners. I've also been on stage with King Louis. I got a
Yeah.
song coming out with King Louis. I've done songs with Mikey Dollars. Unfortunately, we were planning on making a song. We just weren't able to get to it due to unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah.
R.I.P. FGB Duck. You know.
Yeah.
I've also done a lot of physical networking with like El Hitter, Bo Deal, me, Shauna, and Twisted did the whole South by Southwest thing down in
Yeah.
Austin, Texas. Um, I've also I'm also a promoter on the side, so I've thrown shows with like Jim Jones and Juicy J, and
Okay.
you know, like you said, the list is quite extensive, so I could go on and on about people, but I there's a lot of big name influential people. Like I was saying in the beginning, the three people that I want to work with the most are Eminem, Lil Wayne, and Two Chains. Their price tag just is a little bit higher than most artists. So
Yeah. Yeah. You're talking about the top tier of rappers, like
cream
which
of the
is
crop.
always it's just always accessible. You feel me? Once you start getting the list of people that you know, it only takes one or two more people to really get those connections established. You feel me? So keep definitely
Exactly.
push that. If money is relevant, but money isn't relevant when you know the right people. You know.
Exactly. It's kind of one of those. It's not what you know, it's who you know type of
Oh,
things.
facts. Yeah,
Um,
definitely. True.
one thing I would like to say to the up and coming artist is it doesn't matter if it's $100 or if it's $1,000. You gotta always keep a budget for opportunities like that when they come up, because even if they mess with your music 100%, at the end of the day, it's still a business and they still want to make their money off of it. So
Yeah.
it's nice just to have that for a rainy day or like I said, for when those type of opportunities pop up.
Hmm. I definitely want to discuss with you real quick because you just said it yourself. Everybody has a business to run. You feel me? We got people to pay in our business. You know, we got employees. You have merch. You do. You have a lot of shit that incorporates into a business. Licensing. You feel me? And recently, I've come into the realization that the younger generation just thinks because they're talented, we should feature them, which isn't factual.
Yeah.
Everybody's had to pay somebody to get to where they're at, you know? Go into a
Eh,
little bit of your business knowledge about putting money into getting somewhere.
So I always, when I'm recruiting artists, I let them know up front, like, yeah, I'll be your manager. I'll work on split. I'll work off of splits. I'll work with your budget. I'll make things as easy and as painless as possible. But the first thing that we need to do is get your business in order, because it doesn't matter if you have the hottest song in the world. If I was a scumbag, I could literally release your music under my label and keep 100% of the profits if you
Yeah.
don't have your business in order. So I always tell people that's the first thing that we got to do. And I'll sit there and let you be a part of the whole process and work with you on how to get your business straight and not touch a dollar until you me. But
Yeah.
it's still the first and most important thing about our business is having our business in order.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I always explain that to my new artists, like, yeah, you got to have a budget, and it's easier if you let me set things up just because I've been through the process so many times. But again, I'm not going to exclude where every dollar that you're investing goes to.
Mm. I feel like explaining and setting up is such an easy process for people like me and you, where I run multiple businesses. You feel me? I work with
Exactly.
multiple people's ads. And I tell people, I said, yeah, I can do this shit quick, cool. But nothing's for free, especially
Yeah.
not time. I want you to go into a little bit about how you go about getting on radio shows and how you go about uh, explaining that to the younger generation so it's done efficiently because radio is really a dying breed when you have podcasts. You feel me?
Right. So basically, I never assume anything's for free, even if I get invited to the podcast, like you guys did. What,
Mm,
you guys kind of reached out to me and seen if it was
mm,
something I wanted to do. um I still never assume it's free. And if somebody is as nice as you to where they're like, hey, we'll give it to you for this price instead of that price, or whatever the case may be, I know how it is being a small business owner. So I
mm,
like to do the I call it like sneak a tip. Like after we're done with our interview, I'll be like, "Hey, do you accept Apple Pay, or how do you accept payments?" And you're like, "Oh, you don't have an outstanding balance or whatever." And I'm like, "No, I know it's more for future work purposes and blah blah blah." And then I'll randomly bless you guys with a tip, and you know, give you something for your time, for letting me be a part of your platform, for helping me with my exposure,
mm.
and just for being a good person. You didn't have to have me on the show. I mean, but if I were to reach out to the podcast or the radio, I always assume that there's going to be a cost, and that
Yeah.
if I want my music or myself on that platform, that there's going to be a cost that I'm going to have to pay.
Hmm. Marketing yourself
Um,
correctly is key.
I would, yeah, 100%. So I always go into every project just assuming that I'm gonna have to come out of pocket for something.
Hmm. Correct. Um, I really advise the younger generation, especially young business owners, to make a budget like you said, but also get a solid idea. Um, everybody
Oh yeah,
has
because
ideas. You feel me?
if you don't have a business plan, nobody's gonna take you seriously.
Hmm.
It's almost like you're kind of when you have a business plan, it's almost like you're doling out homework assignments for a little kid. You got to be that specific to show them, like, all right, you need X amount of dollars for this, you need money for this, you need to be able to do this, that, and the third at the drop of a dime, which unfortunately everything in the world costs something nowadays. But
Yeah.
again, if you want to be somewhere and get somewhere, like they say, it costs money to make money, you know.
Hmm. Most definitely. Um, Before we get into our final topics and close out, I do want to shout out to my sponsor one more time on this podcast, Gorilla Treats, yo. Like I said, she has so many different kinds of cookies, treats, and bars. I have all the Rice Krispies, right? Not even all of them. I got Cocoa Puffs somewhere. I got regular Rice Krispies. I got fruit, the Apple Jacks, yo. I I like Apple Jacks, but
Me
to
too.
be honest, all her items, I've been fucking up her hot sauce now. Like if you're, she has barbecue sauces, like she does full catering. So definitely check us out. Me and my producer Tony will be at Summer Smoke Sesh. It's gonna be August 17th. The tickets are now free, y'all. So from 6 to 11, we got two rotating
Oh,
DJs.
that's awesome.
Yeah, 40 vendors, three live tattoo artists. It's gonna be a dope ass time. Me and Tony will be walking around. Over 300 tickets are sold, so we're gonna be walking around doing live interviews. So definitely check it out. I'll be putting the link in the bio. But shout out to Guerrera because she's running the whole event, and I know it's gonna be a dope ass time, yo. We're gonna be high as hell.
I
Dabs,
encourage
all types
everybody
of shit.
to attend the events, and
Mm-hmm.
then I definitely encourage everybody to utilize the edible plug because we already got it set up to where I'm gonna be putting in a massive order pretty much as soon as she has time today after she's done with all her interviews and all her business. So
Oh
um
yeah, it's gonna be
not
dope.
only will I be ordering them myself, but I will also be ordering them for family members and friends and
Yeah, and
people of that nature.
she does non-infused as well for anybody that's same exact ingredients, same exact recipes, just non-infused too. So that's always optional for people that because we are a smoking podcast, but we do include everybody. Like not everybody does smoke. You feel me? Or not everybody does partake. But kid events, all that types of shit. I wanna get into some shit before we close out. Where do you see yourself in a few years? What do you want your business to be, and how can people reach out for your management?
Like I said, either Google or social media. All you got to do is type in Blue Hustle Group, and I'll pop up everywhere. Um, and those are the best ways to reach me because
Yeah.
they have my personal line along with my social medias to where they could contact me directly. And as far as where I see myself, I want my business to obviously pick back up. I'm taking a little hiatus due to my health. But them are mainly the two things that I want to see happen is my health get back to normal and for my music to get back to normal.
Yeah, definitely blessings towards your health because you've been through some shit, bro, but you getting back on it and we all pick back up and everybody's starting to peep. So we're definitely excited for you to get back and get back in the flow and let everybody know where we can stream your music as well.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It took a strong support system around me, and also even with the support system, it takes a lot of hard work because there's not a lot of people who, like, I literally just got out the hospital 2 days ago from the heart attack, and there's not many people who jump straight from a hospital bed right to the radio. So
Mm,
it's definitely been quite a journey, and I actually had to spend a little bit in the hospital for my rehabilitation of the heart.
yeah.
So it's been quite a long road. I know I still got more ahead, but at the end of the day, it helped teach me a lot. It showed me a lot, and without music, I don't know if I would have had that motivation to get myself better and empower other people, and just the whole 9 yards.
I definitely hear that. We'll be tagging all your information here in the bio, and we definitely appreciate you being on Let's Be Blunt. It's been a dope time, for
Oh,
sure.
thank you for having me. I completely appreciate everything.
Of course. And this is Let's Be Blunt. It is an 18 Up podcast. Link trees in my bio, so definitely press that. You'll see everywhere that I stream and everywhere that I talk my shit on social media.
Definitely go because not only was it amazing to be interviewed by her, but this is something I see myself watching strictly for entertainment as well. So
I
I
appreciate
highly
it.
encourage everybody to tune in as much as possible. And she's such a humble, wonderful lady.
As
Reach out,
you.
do whatever you need to do, and get in tune with the platform. And like I said, even just use it strictly for entertainment. Do what you need to do to become a part of the platform and to utilize it as much as possible, because not only are you supporting her physically, monetarily, mentally, whatever, it goes back to what she was saying earlier. It helps your mental health. Like, I,
Facts.
I know a lot of people who have their own favorite podcasts just so they could watch while they're outside smoking or doing whatever, and it helps their mental health tremendously.
Most definitely, yeah. I'm telling you, reading communication is the way the world will slowly fix itself. And let's be blunt, it's hot. It's getting on that train well before it starts because I really want to bring the world together one of these days. So I appreciate you being on. And I appreciate all my international listeners as well. This is Let's Be Blunt, though.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate everything, and I wish you nothing but health, blessings, as many viewers, as many colleagues, um, as much success as possible. I'm
And
always rooting for the next person, because you never know what strangers are out there rooting for you. So if you
facts.
kind of keep that same energy with everybody and just want everybody to win, karma will take care of itself, and you'll definitely get to where you need to be. You just got to put that work in.
Facts on that note. Till next time, y'all. Peace.
Big salute.